Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 7 of our FortressCraft playthrough, teach, play, let's play, let's chill. What are we calling it now?
Let's draw a blank. I don't know.
Okay. So we got a few machines up and running. I remember last time we had the, is this the tin plate stamper? Yup. And then this is the, what does this make? That's just a stamper outright. Oh no, it's the extruders. And then these are the logistic hoppers making iron plates. Yes. Okay. So we actually have to go back downstairs because those hoppers are full. But Ben, guess what? Guess what, dude?
What?
You remember how I made a couple episodes ago? Probably it was like episode, I think 5, and I was calling out DJ. I was like, DJ, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
He saw the video and then replied.
Oh, so you're getting called out on your crap now.
I totally, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. He's replying and he's yelling at me, and I was like, oh, I don't like this anymore. He's yelling at me. Like,
I think I'm gonna take a break now.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, so I remember in the first episode, I was like, well, I have, 433 hours on this game. I just kind of felt like a small tadpole, in a big pond as soon as, the developer of the game was like, and I made the game and you're not playing it right. I'm like, oh. And he's commenting on stuff. He's like, you can make stuff in the C menu. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know. Look, see? He's telling me about mini hoppers. You can convert logistic hoppers down into mini hoppers with just a simple click of the crafting table. But
they got more storage.
No, they're super teeny.
Oh, super teeny.
Yeah, super teeny. So I believe they're 1. Whoops, I didn't mean to click on that, but I did. So,
I'm just exploring.
Oh no, they store up to 10, and then logistic hoppers store 2. So I guess when I was trying to use storage hoppers, I guess what I could have been using was mini hoppers the entire time. I see what he's saying now.
I fell into a hole. I was exploring.
But DJ, thanks for all the comments, man. Hopefully our little not really Twitter war was lighthearted. I mean, I don't mean anything that I'm saying. I mean, I play your game. I love it, but
then when the recording stops,
no, stop. No, stop. He's gonna make a script, and then every time I do something wrong, and and across the game someone's gonna be like, oh, what's this Wesman2 fail thing, and then they're gonna click on it, and it's gonna be a picture of my logo, and then it's just gonna be DJ just like, no, this is bad, and it's thumbing down or something. I'm like, no, stop.
Get out of my house.
I feel like, what I feel like honestly right now. Before, I haven't really even done anything yet, but maybe I'll make some tin bars as I explain all this. I feel like he's watching my every video and every move, all right, what's that Westman kid doing today? What can I tell him he's doing wrong so I can yell at him some more? And I'll be like, no, stop.
I'm sure that's exactly what he's doing.
You know what he did? He hashtagged, one of the things he hashtagged was #didn't read patch notes.
Because he didn't.
I didn't. Well, because I didn't realize the update went live until after we stopped recording, and then we had a bit of a backlog, so I was like, oh no. So I'm almost be like, DJ, I'm sorry, man, I really am. I read the patch notes. I promise I'll print them out if you want me to, and I'll put them over my bed, and I'll read them every night so that you don't have to worry about that.
We'll be a good little West man.
We'll be good. Yeah, give me another chance, DJ. I feel like I'm one strike away. He's like, oh, Westman, one more strike and I'm gonna ban you. I'm like, stop. Oh, but other than that, let's get started on today. So I'm gonna go back downstairs.
More copper.
Did you? Awesome. So we have some automation as far as the power we brought down to our lithium and our iron nodes. So that's a good thing. But I guess what we need to start working on next is some more research. Remember how I told you a couple episodes ago you wanted to get better base defenses, and that would take a little bit. So
yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's get a start on that. So maybe that's what we'll start doing. We'll officially start the research process, which I think that's what we were trying to do in the first place, but we needed the iron to get the gears to make I believe the other tools needed to start researching. Okay, so let's check here. I think I need a lab. No, I need to get rid of the search. I need lab. Alright, so the laboratory needs basic experimental pods and basic PCBs, which aren't too bad. That's just a couple PCB makers. right? So stamper would make plates to then get turned into wire, to be turned into coils, and then PCBs. So that's pretty simple as far as that. But then we need, whoops, uh-oh. Oh, no, that bug is back when I hit, nope, that stopped, okay. There was a bug a while ago where if you typed in P or H on the search bar, it would actually physically bring up the actual menus for P. And so that wasn't fun. It's, what's it called? Is it the researcher? It's been like I said, I'm still trying to remember where everything sits.
I'm trying to not die.
Oh, it's good. Is it maybe over here? Maybe I didn't research it yet. Oh, unknown materials. You scan snow, an orange pod, and glow tubes. I don't know where you are, but you're doing a good job.
In a cave.
Oh.
I fell quite far. Now I'm out.
Did you? Okay, good. So let's go ahead and take a...
Oh, I'm over where we did the scarce thing.
Oh, okay.
When I finally got out from under all the stuff.
Let's see. So that's Arthur projects.
What's up, guys? It's Bossgreen716.
Look, to prove, oh, it's the research assembler. To prove, DJ, that I read the patch notes, I can tell you that what you already know is that these copper housings, they don't actually have a use in game anymore, and the only reason why you kept them in was so that mods can still utilize them. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm reading it, okay? Stop yelling at me, man. Oh, you know what? I guess that's the problem with just text. I don't know if he's actually yelling at me or if he's like just like, no, hey Wes, man, like, hey, you know, did you know you could do this and do that?
I don't think he's upset. I think he's just disappointed.
I know. I think so too. Because you could see like the sarcastic tone in his voice, like when I sent him a screenshot and he's like, why is this like this? What? I'm like, no, stop. I did it just to be nice and you're yelling at me some more.
I love you, man.
Yeah, like stop. I'm trying to be your friend, and he's just like, oh, this Westman kid's gonna make me pull my hair out. Oh,
I'm trying to go on scanning adventures.
Are you? Okay. Well, I'm getting the research assembler, researching really built is what we're doing. So that should be 2 copper coils. So then I can make 2 PCB assemblers. If I only had more tin plates. Do we just have a straight up stamper? I guess this would work, because this is not going to take the tin plates. But this is what I believe DJ was talking about, because then we can use the mini hopper that holds 10 instead of having to wait for us building these bigger hoppers, which we needed to do anyway. So I guess I see what he was saying, but I guess that's, since we're this far in the game, it's a little later if I didn't have so much of a backlog, so let's just swap those over. But I think the reason why initially I went with the logistic hoppers is because I know they push things faster. So I just figured that that was something we could use.
He's gonna come and say no, they don't.
Yeah, right. He's gonna call me out. That's the thing. So I think he really watches them, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, he's gonna be like, no, Wes, man, just stop. That's more lies you're feeding, you know, my fan base. I'm like, no, I want to be a good boy. Okay. So I have 300 lithium ore on me, and so that was another thing that was kind of on a side list. Oh, which we need PCBs to make the basic ore smelters, which is it's kind of funny. That's why I got the organic rock, which I see is no longer needed. But okay, that works. So
I'm freezing to death.
Oh, don't do that. Where's my tin plates? That's what I'm waiting for. That's 8. That should be enough, I believe. It was 5. Yeah. So craft PCB assembler. So that's 2. So then we actually gotta move this down 1. I guess we don't have to, because I guess I could just turn it like that. That works. And I still have 2 of these mini hoppers on me, which is sitting right there. Okay. And it was copper. It was copper.
Okay.
PCBs.
Oh, my screen is so blue.
Why?
Hypothermia.
You're dying.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
So, again, I guess let's go back to the teaching aspect. What are we doing? Well, we're making a research assembler and research pods. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why would you do that? Because a large part of this game is based on research. So if you see there's all these projects, right? And these projects will give us different researches, or different, I should say, recipes to build and progress. But if you click on one of these, you see how it says in big, bold, red text, like, laboratories required. or requires a laboratory. You get the idea. And so that's what we're doing. We're making the research pod maker. I just had the name. It's a researcher. And what it does is it allows us, the research assembler, excuse me, what this will allow us to do is to actually make these pods that we're going to feed into this research block. And it's a multi-block, so it means it's going to take multiple blocks to make, and then it forms into a research lab, which is a...
What's up with these projects? In the research center that we got?
Did you... I was just explaining that.
Oh, well, sometimes I hear your voice so often that sometimes I just kind of lose track of what's going on.
Wow. Alright, jerk. Thanks.
When you hear... when you live in a place where everything is dirty all the time, you start to lose the forest for the trees.
What are you talking about?
Like there was a thing. I read a book by Malcolm Gladwell, and I can't remember which one it was specifically because I think I've read quite a few of his. But basically, to market Febreze to people, you had to convince them that they were living in stench, and they just didn't know it because their nose had become so accustomed to it. So I'm saying my ears have become so accustomed to hearing your voice that I just don't hear it anymore.
So selective hearing is what you're saying, and you're just...
No.
Yeah, and you're just...
I'm a good friend.
Drowning me out. There it is.
No, I'm a good friend.
What? How do I do this? Like, almost... because I'm not... There it is. Alright. Boom. Done. We got one. And I mean, we can start with one, because one's going to be plenty, only because it's going to take power. And, so we need to kind of attach this to the base right now and kind of do like this ghetto rigged power draw for this thing, because it uses quite a bit of power. So now let's get one of these bigger hoppers just to start, because we're gonna need to feed it a lot of tin plates and copper plates and copper PCBs, and so we can actually start making... We're gonna kind of consolidate one of the machines that are separate right now so that I can show you how we're gonna get this going. So that's gonna be the project today. Build the research assembler, which we done, to then build the laboratory, which we're gonna do, so that we can research bigger projects. So laboratory... No, I didn't want to do that. So, or that. None of these buttons.
Now, is there a problem with just digging down for a bit? Like, am I gonna unlock some kind of like monster?
Well, if you go down into the cold caverns, you'll find camel bots, and they're passive until you attack them. Other than that, I can't think of anything else as far as like mob-wise that would come and like eat you. Again, I didn't see a new mob in the patch notes. Doesn't mean there's not one. Could be complete surprise. So I guess...
You didn't read them still?
No, I did.
It could be a complete surprise, even though I read all the...
Like, I only read like half of them. No, I read them. I read it all. There was networking fixes, and there was other fixes to the game, and then he changed the way, you know, iron reacts with other recipes now, because you need the copper plates into the copper gears instead of just making the one iron bar into 15. So there's stuff like that. So experimental pods, and so that's what we're trying to make. So, and this is the device, the research pod assembler is what's going to make it for us.
Oh, I found more lithium.
So let's get a few more stampers ready, because I'm going to build like a small scale of the giant scale machine that I do. So we're going to need, okay, so it's going to be 6 of these. It's going to be 2 of these, 2 of those, and then 2 research pod assemblers, which for the sake of it, I guess we'll just rip these up since we're not going to need this sitting here. And so it's going to be a 2 to 3, and so I'll explain that, because this wants, if you can see in the toolbar in the bottom right, it wants 6 plates and 2 PCBs of whatever resource you're using to then make the pod that's associated with it. So with that in mind, we should be able to, let's see, how would be the best way to do this? Let's do one there, and we'll do a space. Do one there, and then this is the PCB assembler, so there. Whoops, that's still not the inventory button. So where's the coiler plants? Right there. No? Coiler? There we go. Like that. And then we're gonna.
Indeed.
Yeah, how are we gonna feed this in? We're gonna need a separate line, but it's gonna be okay.
Cougar.
But ladies and gentlemen, I just saw the time, so we actually have to go. But thank you for tuning into this episode. Be sure to tune in to the next episodes to see this whole machine in action. But until next time, guys, as always, keep it real.
Also, keep it chill. That's my sign off now.
Okay, keep it chill. There you go.
Keep it chill.
Bye.